Today, Baba is talking about his quality of being a number one trustee. And Baba says that there are so many scriptures that are written, but what should actually be written is Baba's life story. And why? Because when we come to know Baba, when we come to know Baba's part, then we are able to receive everything by knowing Baba. So you see, there is blind faith, which is you believe in God but you don't know Him. And you do so much in that belief but you don't receive anything. And then there is faith, when you know Baba as He is and play your part according to His directions, and then you receive everything. So Baba today tells us that I am the one who gives you, I am the insurance magnate, or I am the altruistic server. And these are the titles that Baba says are his titles, or I am the number one trustee. So Baba says that when you do anything in bhakti, so you see, Baba has given us his whole part, what he does in the whole cycle, just like he tells us our story, what we do in every scene of the drama. So Baba tells his story also. So when we are in the golden age and silver age, where is Baba? Baba is in the soul world. And Baba is in a stage which he calls his retirement. So he doesn't do anything at that time. And then from the copper age, he does two things. So whatever we donate in the name of God, so we of course donate to human beings, but we do it in the name of God. So Baba says, I am such a trustee that even when you donate in my name, I give you the return of that for one birth. Yes, so in bhakti also, whatever we donate, Baba gives the return of that. Baba says it is insured. Yes, so it is like insurance. And when I was hearing this word insurance, I was just thinking that, I have heard there is a company of insurance and they tell you that zindagi ke baad bhi and zindagi ke saath bhi and zindagi ke baad bhi, which means that we insure you while you are in life and also after your life. Okay, but if you look at it, when the soul is gone, so you don't get the return of what you insured when you were in life. So those who are staying back, they get the return of that. But Baba says, I am the real insurer. So when you, even in bhakti, when you donate in my name, when you set aside something in my name, then I give you the return of that in your next life, next birth. And this is true insurance. Yes, so if you see, the whole concept of insurance is that you are taken care of after your life. Yes, but in a world of attachment, we think that, if those who we care for are taken care of, that is good enough. But Baba says, okay, those who you cared for are taken care of is fine. But then you also can do something with which you can receive a return after your life. And Baba says, I am that insurance magnate. I am the biggest insurer. And Baba says in bhakti also, when you donate something in my name, I give the return of it in the next birth. And one more thing Baba does in bhakti, Baba when somebody does very, very true bhakti, when somebody is a good devotee, and that one has the desire to have a vision, a sakshatkar, then Baba is the one who makes that one have a vision. Baba says the key to give visions is with me. So anybody receiving a sakshatkar is because of me. And Baba says, because somebody is emotional and they want to receive a vision and they want to be happy by receiving that vision. So I give a vision not according to the truth, but according to their bhavana. So, if somebody doesn't know me and they are a bhagat of Sri Ganesh, then they will not be happy to see me in the vision because they will not recognize me. So I make them see what they want to see. So I just fulfill their desire, the desire to have a vision. And this also Baba does in bhakti. And then Baba says, when I come here in Sangam Yug, so in the confluence age, Baba plays a practical part. And Baba says, here, I do two things. First is, I give you Shrimat. Okay? So, what is Shrimat? So, Shrimat is the opinion and directions which make you elevated. So, in Bhakti also it is said that Shrimat Bhagavanu. So, God speaks the elevated directions. Now, Baba says, I come, so it is about God that it is sung that God gives Shrimat. So, I am God and I am the incorporeal one, Baba says. Baba says that no corporeal being is God. And I am the incorporeal one, and I come in the confluence age and give you Shrimat. And what is Shrimat? So, first thing is Baba tells the truth about everything. That is Shrimat. So, Baba tells the truth about who I am, who I belong to, or what is the plan of this drama, or how it is predestined. So, this is Shrimat. The first thing about Shrimat is truth. So, Baba tells us the truth. And you see, until you know the truth, you can't become elevated. Yes, because if you don't know the truth, you are making effort in the wrong direction. Yes, so when I came into Gyan, the first thing that entered my intellect was that, so this life, my life is like a tree, and I, the soul, am the seed of the tree. And instead of watering the seed, I am watering everything else. So I'm watering, the body, the relationships, the attainments, the work, but I'm not watering myself. I don't even know how to water myself. So that is why the seed is getting weaker and weaker, and then the whole plant is being nourished, but then that is not leading to overall, goodness or health of life. So Baba tells us the truth. So Baba tells us the truth about who you are and who you really belong to. Who do you have a responsibility, or who do you owe something to? So Baba says that you don't owe anyone anything in this world. You are just co-actors, and you are bound by karmic accounts, and there is no sense of owing. You just have to understand that you are responsible. Your responsibility, gratitude is your own trait. You are a responsible soul, you are a grateful soul, but not that you owe anything to anybody. Do you understand this? Do you understand this thing that you don't owe anything to anybody and nobody owes anything to you, and everybody is playing their part? and being grateful and respectful is your quality. But when you live by this thing that you owe something to somebody and they owe something to you, then it creates a psychological burden. Yes, so let's suppose, um, I'll give you one example. So there's this one sister, and she came to the center. She's not in Gyan. So she was just telling me that, we don't need to dirty our hands because we outsource that work to the ones who take care of the law and order. So she said that they are doing the dirty work for us. So I said, no, they are not doing anybody's dirty work. They are doing their work. They are not doing my work. So I'm doing my work. My work is to report it. That is the direction I have received. And their work is to act on it. And they are acting on it. And they are doing their work, not my work. So, and yes, I'm thankful to the whole machinery. I have gratitude. But I'm not burdened that, there is a ruckus and I'm not dealing with it and they are dealing it for me. No, I'm not burdened about it. So Baba tells us that, every soul is playing their part and I'm playing my part, and I have to play according to, I have to understand my part, I have to recognize my part because I belong to Baba. I have to play my part according to Baba's directions. And then I have to be, yes, I coexist in a society. So I'm very grateful for everybody who is playing their part well. But then I'm not burdened by it. And I do not burden anybody by saying that you owe me this and this is your job and this is your duty. No, if I feel that somebody is not giving me what I'm seeking, then I have to work on my expectations. I don't have to build force on them. So these things, who you belong to and what is your supposed equation in working with co-actors, and who do you really belong to, and what is your, what is the relationship you should have with Baba. All of these things Baba teaches us. So Baba says that I come and give you Shrimat, and then I also tell you what to do and what not to do. The directions also I give you. So I give you the directions about what is pure thought, what is pure attitude, what attitude should you have, what vision should you have, what is the quality of words you should speak, about your lifestyle also, what to eat, when to wake up, when to sleep. Everything Baba gives us. And this is Baba's role in Sangam Yuga. So this part Baba plays in Sangam Yuga. And then Baba says, I teach you the karma which make you a deity. Yes, so these are the directions that Baba gives. The Baba tells us the truth. And then Baba teaches us the karma that transforms us from a human to a deity. And the biggest, what is the most important karma that Baba teaches us? So the Baba says, I teach you remembrance. Yes, so the most important thing that Baba teaches us is remembrance. And when we do everything indirectly for souls and directly in remembrance of Baba. So Baba says, you remember me at Amrit Vela and you become a Karma Yogi. So all through the day, you do everything in my remembrance. What does do everything in my remembrance mean? Do everything for me. So even if the benefit is taken by souls, or everybody is receiving those good vibrations, you don't do it for anybody, you do it for me. So you only remember the one who you do everything for. Do you understand that? Yes, if you're cooking for the child, you will remember the child. If you are earning for the family, you will remember the family. Yes, and the ones you are cooking for and the ones you are earning for will also remember you, because you are cooking and working in their remembrance. Their buddhi yoga will also be attached to you. And this is how this whole attachment is perpetuated. So Baba tells us that you can only do everything in my remembrance if you belong to me, if you have all relationships with me. And when you do everything for me, so when I am your family, I am your child, I am your parent, I am your everything, then you do everything for me. And then you stay in my remembrance. So that is why Baba says that belong to me. Yes, create this awareness that this body, the relationships, everything that was old now belongs to Baba, and I am just a soul, and all my relationships, all my attainments are with Baba. So Baba says, I teach you this karma of being a yogi and being a karma yogi. So I teach you how to remember me and burn your sins, and I teach you how to finish your karmic accounts by settling them, by doing everything in my remembrance. So this also is Baba's role in Sangam Yuga. And then Baba says, I am the insurance magnate, and I become the instrument where you can insure everything. You can insure your body, mind, and wealth. And Baba says, as much as, so you see, I sometimes wonder that, it was not impossible for Baba to, conduct his whole role or whatever he does in Sangam Yuga. He could have done it in a manner where we did not need centers and Madhuban and everything. I'm sure he could have come up with some kind of that device also. But why is this whole structure created? So this whole structure is created so that we can invest our body, mind, and wealth in it. And Baba does it purposefully. So it's not like if nobody invested their body, mind, and wealth, then Baba cannot perform his task. I'm sure he could come up with something, some method through which he could do it very innovatively, and you did not need to do anything. But Baba creates this whole yagya. Baba creates this whole structure where children can insure their body, mind, and wealth. And Baba says, I am the biggest trustee. I give you, the thousandfold return of that. And Baba says, I don't keep anything in between. I don't even come to the new world. I give you the total return of whatever you do. And this insurance is also Baba's task. And yesterday Baba had pointed out that Baba is the purifier. So whatever you invest according to Baba's directions, that gets purified and it gets multiplied. So, and Baba tells us today that when you do the karma that I tell you to do, when you remember me, when you become a karma yogi, you go to the world of heaven, because you become purified and you don't have to receive punishment before you go. Because if I don't purify myself according to Baba's directions, then I have to receive punishment and get purified. And when I get punishment, then I cannot get a big status in Satyug. But Baba says that one thing is you get purified, but then how do you get a big status in Satyug? So Baba says whatever you insure, according to that, you get a very big status in Satyug. So Baba says it's important that you become a yogi, you become a karma yogi, you burn your sins. But also, if you have not invested your body, mind, and wealth, and you have not become a right hand in carrying forward Baba's task, you have not become an instrument for benefiting many, then how can you become a ruler? How can you become the one who rules in Satyug? So Baba says that in order to get a high status, you have to ensure. And the one who ensures more, along with, first thing is purity. Yes, first thing is divine virtues. And then, however much we have ensured, according to that we get. Now, Baba also tells us about one very interesting calculation. Baba says that insurance to Baba is calculated in a very unique way. So Baba says, it is not about how much you surrender, but it's about what do you have vis-a-vis what you surrender. Okay, so whatever you have, according to that, if you are surrendering the whole thing, yes, then even if it's very little, Baba will say that you will get the 100-fold return of that. Or today Baba says 10,000 and fold return of that. So you see, Baba gives the example that there was a poor Mata, and her, in Baba's home, there was some construction going on, and she gave 1 rupee. And then 1 rupee at that time was not 1 rupee of this time, of course. Yes, so 1 rupee of that time would be some 1,000 rupees of this time. So that Mata gave that much and said, just place a brick in my name. That's how people in bhakti talk, yes. So they say, they place a brick in my name in that home. So so what did Baba write to that Mata? Baba said, you will receive a palace for this. And why? Because that 1 rupee was not small. That 1 rupee was all that Mata had. Yes, and Baba says that this is the calculation. So those who have 10,000, if they give 10,000, and those who have 1 rupee, it becomes equal, because somebody is giving everything. And I remember there was this one Mata in a village, and she had a hut, and that hut was in shambles. It was a hut and then it was in shambles. But do you know, she gave that hut to Baba. She transformed that hut into a Gita Pathshala for Baba's seva. So she put pictures in that hut and she started giving gyan in that hut. And when I saw that picture, I felt that, this Mata gave her everything to Baba, and she must receive a lot in return. So Baba says, whatever you do is not important, but whatever you are capable of, and then you do according to that. If you're giving away, a big percentage of whatever you have, that matters. And Baba gives the story of Sudama today. Baba revises the story of Sudama. And what is the story of Sudama? What is the significance of the story of Sudama? So, do you know that Sudama was Sri Krishna's friend, according to the scriptures, right from childhood? Sudama was not somebody that Sri Krishna met later in life. So, Sudama was Sri Krishna's friend since childhood. And they ate together, played together, they did so many things together. But still, Sri Krishna never thought of giving him a palace. Yes, because he never gave anything. And finally, when Sudama went to meet Sri Krishna in his palace, and then he gave, what did he give? A handful of rice. And just that much, because he was very poor. So all he had was a handful of rice. So when he gave that handful of rice, then Sri Krishna transformed his fortune. And he became the master of palaces. And why? Because Baba says that I am your mother, father, teacher, Satguru, everything. But until and unless you ensure something, I cannot give you the return of it. So whatever you have, little or huge, so even when little children come to the center, we always tell them, just whatever you get with your pocket money, just donate 1 rupee to Baba. Put 1 rupee in Baba's box. And this 1 rupee, the return of that 1 rupee, you will get thousandfold. But if what is the 10,000 fold of zero? Zero. So you don't give anything, how do you get it? So there's a very good calculation about this insurance, and everybody should understand that. So just like you devise calculators, you could devise what you give, what you surrender, what you insure, uh, compared to what you have, and then you get the return of that manifold. So according to what you have, if you have a lot and you give a little, then that value is diminished. So Baba says that according to what you have to insure. And then Baba today also tells us one important thing, that here in this world, anybody who says that I'm doing everything altruistically is lying. Yes, because Baba says, in this world, there is no altruistic service. Yes, and this is the Karm Kshetra. This is the field of action. And in this field of action, there is a law that operates. Whatever you sow, you shall reap. Yes, so if you are sowing the seed of good action, you are the one who will reap the benefit of it. So you may have pure intention, but altruistic means you don't receive the benefit of it. Baba says that is not possible here. That is not possible, that you sow the seed of good action, benevolent action, and you don't receive the fruit of it. And Baba tells us that I am the only one who engages in altruistic service, because Baba says, I don't take the return of what I do. You go to the new world, you rule there. I don't go and rule there. So because I don't go, I don't rule. So my service is altruistic. But whatever you do, you get the return of that. And I will tell you one thing that I always feel associated with this. Sometimes, people think that if you do good work and lead the life of a beggar, yes, if you are always suffering and you don't have anything and you are doing good work, then people appreciate it a lot. Yes, so I remember there was this one brother, and he told me that there is somebody who teaches yoga for free, yes, to the members of the society, physical yoga. So that person is a yoga teacher, and he teaches everybody for free. And then he leads a very miserable life because he has no food to eat, and he is living in a shanty, and he does this altruistic work. So he's a great person. So I said, I don't think so. So he said, why don't you think so? I said, no, because noble actions don't go unrewarded. And if I am engaging in a noble action where I am myself, leading a miserable life, then of course I have no right to tell somebody that this is noble action. So if it is a noble action, it will be rewarded. Anybody who is doing good karma won't sleep hungry. That's not the law. Yes, Baba says that this is the field of action. Even if, when your intentions are pure, so Baba of course tells us that, you don't get something by wanting it. You get something by doing something for it. So if your actions are filled with desire, selfish interest, of course that much of less return you get, because there is vice involved. But if you are actually doing selfless actions, then it is not possible that you are full of, stress, and you are going hungry and you are living a miserable life. That's not possible. It is not possible. So there is something wrong with your action. But in the world, people believe that in this world, those who do altruistic actions or selfless actions, they will lead miserable lives, and those who are doing good actions, they will not be rewarded. But Baba says that is not the law. If you are doing good actions, you will be rewarded. And this is the Karm Kshetra. Nobody can do anything without receiving a reward. The law says that if you sow a seed, you will reap the fruit. And you must know that. Because when you're not clear about the law, then the law of attraction works differently. So Baba says that whatever you do on Shrimat, you get the return of that. You look at any Brahmin also. Yes, we are all full of peace, happiness, and everything. No Brahmin is sleeping hungry, I am sure. Yes, so even about the body, I don't think that Baba doesn't take care of the body also. Baba today, Baba says that you give me your whole news, I will take care of everything. Baba says in the Murli. And those children who really follow Baba's Shrimad, are true to Baba, they give their whole chart, they live with Baba in a surrendered way, they are always taken care of. They will never feel that, that they are living a miserable life even in Sangam Yuga. And although we don't advertise these things because that is not our goal is to accumulate for the new world, but this is also true. So Baba says, you don't do anything altruistically. You are doing and you are receiving, and you receive for 21 births. And whatever seed you sow, you will receive the fruit of that for 21 births. And I am the only one who does altruistic service. So I don't receive the benefit of what I do. So Baba says, nobody apart from me can be called a Nishkam Sevadhari. Nobody can be called somebody who serves and doesn't get the benefit of it. So I am the only one who does that. So this is something that Baba talks about, his role in the whole cycle. And Baba says, when you understand that, you know what time it is. You know that Baba has come, and you know that by taking benefit of Baba's Shrimat and the karma that Baba is teaching and the insurance magnate that he has become, you can take the full advantage of, Baba's service, and you can become the master of whatever inheritance he's giving you for 21 births. Okay, Om Shanti. Anybody wants to share anything, please do. Om Shanti.
Today I would like to discuss about Avyakti.
I think your voice is not audible. You put the phone close to your mouth.
Now, Vijay?
Yes, it's better.
Today I would like to discuss about Avyakti Shari, which Baba has said, about happiness. Being happy and spreading happiness. And people in the world get happiness when they waste their time by looking at laughter shows. And Baba tells us about true happiness when from inside. And internally also we can only be happy when our mind and heart is connected to one only. And when we are connected to many, then our happiness is also scattered.
Correct.
Then we come to Baba to gather it again.
Right.
And this is also waste of time. And so Baba says, how will you get happiness truly? First is follow instructions or directions of only one Baba. And have all relationships with Baba. And all attainments I get it. I feel that is from Baba. Face may be of anyone, But I think that I am getting everything from Baba. These are only instruments. And when I build this mindset and this becomes natural for me in my attitude, then I start restoring my happiness back. And it becomes our sthiti.
Right.
And we maintain that and effortlessly. And this gives one good vibrations to everyone, and then they are attracted towards that.
Correct. Correct.
And Baba also said about becoming Marjiva of old sanskars today, of old thoughts, words, and actions, patterns we followed, and come out of that and set a practical switch, Baba said today.
Correct.
That's
Okay, thank you.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody else wants to share anything? No. Okay, so Baba today talks about zeal and enthusiasm. And Baba says that when we receive all attainments from Baba, we have constant zeal and enthusiasm. But when we have old sanskars, nature, words, thoughts, or actions, they pull us, then what happens is you stop receiving from Baba. And then your zeal and enthusiasm stops. Yes, so yesterday, there was somebody who was telling me, how can one lead a life by leaving vices? It's very difficult because vices are what motivate you. So I said, yes, but this life that we are leading is not just about leaving vices. It is about filling ourselves with attainments from Baba. But what happens is, when old patterns pull you, then although you call yourself a Brahmin, you are not receiving from Baba anyway. So you are not engaging. Maybe your mind is always telling you, I need some entertainment, I need to have a vacation, I need to have a break. You are not engaging in that break, you're not going. But what happens is, that whole time when that old pattern of thinking you are engaging in, you are not taking attainments from Baba. And then you start feeling that emptiness and that loss of zeal and enthusiasm. So this is why Baba says, don't allow these old patterns to intervene. It's just make this promise. And whenever you notice yourself engaging in these old patterns, give it to Baba. Because this becomes a very big problem when you are engaging in old patterns, and for that time you're not receiving light and might from Baba. And maybe you're not even giving up, you're not performing actions based on patterns, but then it is definitely depleting you because you're not receiving what you should receive at that time. Okay, Om Shanti.